And here we have a sad song about glycol addiction. And I don't mean glycogen, or maybe I do, but that's stuff that we used to leave on the driveway in little green puddles. Radiator thermal fluid of some sort. Rad fluid. You remember that stuff. Used to be addicted to that and motor oil. Yeah. It's a sad song here.
Make it sick sound.
Mersey beat. Rate that song.
Make it sick sound.
The danceability and the beat.
Make it sick sound.
All we cared about is the ozone fell.
What you bargain for?
We cared about was knocking ping in our combustion. I mean, all we cared about was how our cars ran. As the earth died in our hands, we were fixing a carburetor, hoping that no one played with our distributor cap. Putting spark enhancers in the fluid, in the fuel, because there's less oxygen than there was at the start of the 1960s. Put spark enhancers in the fluid, in the fuel, you know, it's because the atmosphere has changed so drastically that the cars can't keep up with it. Or is it the atmosphere can't keep up with the cars? Or, you know, all I ever wanted to do was to talk sense into some of these arms race nuclear freaks running the world when I was a little kid. You know, your glove box is more dangerous than the nuclear, but your television set is more dangerous. When the radiation that has come out of those transistor tubes, you know, if you were to add up all the radiation that's come out of television sets and compare that to the 1,000 nuclear tests that the Americans did, it's comparable. And the radiation that comes out of the car, you know what radiation is? Moving heat. So technically the movement of heat. Now the thing about that is heat is movement. Movement is heat. So radiation is a real oxymoron, paradox. Where does it begin? Is it, we know about fallout, you know, from light, the electromagnetic spectrum, but we never consider sound. We never consider sound or heat. Then radiation is traveling. Heat radiates. Okay, that's how heat moves. It radiates. So you gotta know what radiation is. What you need is some cobalt. You need some evergreen. Yeah, cobalt. You're afraid of cancer? Get out there in the sun and you're afraid of, because of the ozone being on the ground, floating into the ocean. You see, this ozone is heavy. It suffocates the water. 2 hours after rush hour. 2 hours after rush hour, a wave of ozone hits the city. And most of these cities are on waterways. So the ozone carries through after polluting the people. Goes down and suffocates the waterways. Hypoxic oceans. Hypoxic. It's really bad news, people. Say, if you have to get in anywhere near a car, I want you to know the disaster rate. For every accident, you've got 10 lesser ones. So for every fatality, you've got 10 lesser accidents. Passenger, about half the risk is the driver. Pedestrian is running the same risk as a motorcyclist. Motorcyclists have a very high risk, so I don't know how to tell you this, but those things are dangerous. Don't go anywhere near the road, okay? Just stay away from the road. If you even come close to the thing, you're running the risk of the passenger, which is half of that of the driver. But the thing about this, there's just as many pedestrians killed as there are motorcyclists. So you could argue that you've got just the risk of a motorcyclist for going near a highway or a street, and then you could get the insurance companies to pay you to go off to, you know, fight your way to the convenience store with all these bumper to bumper. I don't want to get into ageism here, but sexism, because sexism, it has to do with wealth. You can't just do the gender thing and the age thing. You've got to get into wealth, you know, to doing like rich babies or doing like old women, you know. So anyway, stop capture and leave that petroleum alone. It's running out, and they told us there's only 25 more years of it. There's only 20 years of it left. It's going to be a totally different world. People do not understand like what these lumps of metal are going to do when there's no fuel for them.